My wife and I have also climbed 2 of the world's 7 summits, the highest mountains on each continent. We climbed Aconcagua, the highest mountain on the American continent. And we climbed Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain in Africa. Well, to be honest, I puked my way to the top of Kilimanjaro. I got altitude sickness. I got no sympathy from my wife, Biba. She passed me and did a lap around the top while I was still struggling up there. In spite of that, we're still together and had been for 40 years. I'd say that's a success these days, at least in North America. And actually this year, we're celebrating our 40th anniversary, and right there. And as Biba says, well, we usually do something unusual on vacations and anniversaries. And this year, our idea was let's go and climb the highest, or run the highest marathon in the world. So 2 weeks ago, we spent 10 days hiking up to the base camp of Mount Everest at 18,000 feet. And then we ran a 42-kilometer marathon after that. It was really tough, I'll tell you. It was cold, miserable, tough, which I guess is why my wife says, if it hurts, it must be a vacation. Or now an anniversary. So I said to the girl on the plane, I guess I have had some success. And she said, okay, so are you a millionaire? Now, I didn't know what to say, because when I grew up, it was bad manners to talk about money. But I figured I'd better be honest and said, yeah, I'm a millionaire, but I don't know how it happened. I never went after the money, and it's not important to me. She said, well, maybe not to you, but it is to me. She said, I don't want to be poor all my life. I want to get somewhere, but it's never going to happen. I said, why not? She said, well, I'm not very smart. I'm not doing good in school. I said, so what? I'm not smart. I barely passed high school. I had nothing going for me. I was never voted most popular or most likely to succeed. I started a whole new category, most likely to fail. But in the end, it did okay. So I said, if I can do it, you can do it. Then she asked me a big question. What really leads to success? I said, geez, I don't know. Somehow I did it. I don't know how I did it. So I get off the plane, I go to the TED conference, and I'm standing in a room full of really successful people in many fields, business, science, arts, technology, the environment, when it hit me. Why don't I interview them and ask them what helped them succeed? Well, I was all ready to start interviewing people when the self-doubt set in. I mean, why would these people want to talk to me? I'm not a famous journalist. I'm not even a journalist. So I was ready to stop the project before it even began. And who comes walking towards me but Ben Cohen, famous co-founder of Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream. I said, it's now or never. I jumped out in front of him and said, Ben, I'm working on this project. I don't even know what to ask you, but can you tell me what helped you succeed? He said, yeah, sure, come on, let's go for a coffee. And over coffee and ice cream, he told me his story. Here we are 10 years later. I've now interviewed over 1,000 successful people face-to-face and collected thousands of other success stories. I wanted to find the factors for success in all fields. So I had to interview people in careers ranging from A to Z. These are just the careers I interviewed beginning with the letter A. And in most cases, more than one person. I interviewed six really successful accountants, 5 astronauts who had all been into space, 4 actors, actually now 6 actors who have won the Academy Award for Best Actor, 3 of the world's top astrophysicists, 6 of the world's top architects, and 4 Nobel Prize winners. I know it doesn't begin with A, but it's kind of cool. I was fortunate to come face to face with some of the world's top CEOs and originators of some of the biggest brands. These are just some of the big names I've talked to. And people say, well, how do you get to them? I say it's simple. Go to a conference where they're speaking and then stand outside the toilet. They have to come out sometime. It's true, that's how I get my interviews. Everybody else is at TED watching in the auditorium, watching the talks. I don't see any talks. I have to go home to watch them on the web, because I'm always out lurking, waiting for somebody to walk by. And then, of course, I have to beg, please, 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 give me an interview. And because I've interviewed many millionaires and billionaires, people say to me, well, by success, do you mean money? Well, it's a two-part answer. First, no, success does not always mean money. In fact, most successes we have every day have nothing to do with money. You know, solving a problem, winning a race, passing a test, raising a family, getting healthier. None of those have anything to do with money. But the answer to the question is also yes, because money only results from success. First we have to succeed at something, then we get money. Nobody pays us to fail. So money is a byproduct of success. So I've interviewed a lot of millionaires and billionaires, not because I think it's great that they're rich, it's just proof that they succeeded big time at something and we can learn from them. The big job was tearing apart all the interviews, line by line, word by word, and sorting them into all the factors that people said helped them succeed. And then you start to see the big factors that are common to most people's success. Altogether, I analyzed and sorted millions of words. Do you know how much work that is? That's all I do, day and night, sort and analyze. I'll tell you, if I ever get my hands on that kid on the plane, actually, if I do, I'll thank her, because I've never met so many interesting people. And now I can answer a question. I discovered the 8 traits successful people have in common, or the 8 to be great. Love what you do, work really hard, focus on one thing, not everything, keep pushing yourself, come up with good ideas, keep improving yourself in what you do, serve others something of value, and persist, because there's no overnight success. Why did I pick these? Because when I added up all the comments in my research, more people said these 8 things helped them than anything else. I'm not saying that's all there is. These are really the primary factors for success. I discovered 300 other factors that help some people succeed in some way. But I call them secondary factors because there weren't not nearly as many people benefited from them as they did from the top 8. So I look at these as secondary factors. And they still help you. It's just that you need the top 8. I look at the top 8 as sort of the heart of success. And then on top, we build the particular skills we need for our field or a particular career that we're in. Technical skills, analytical skills, management skills if you're in management, computer skills if you're in computers. So specific skills we add on top. But no matter what field we're in, these 8 will be at the heart of our success. And my research is all about work and career, but bear in mind that these same 8 traits apply just as much to our personal lives, whether it's hobbies, parenting, relationships, or sports. You know, the 8er is responsible for helping a CEO build a successful company as they are for helping a successful mom build a successful family. It's the same 8 traits, either way. But this presentation is about the career side. So let's go through them. And the first one is passion. When I asked Russell Crowe what led to his Academy Award for Best Actor, he said, the bottom line is I have a great passion for it. I love the actual job of acting. Gordon Ramsay, the renowned chef, says cooking isn't a job, it's a passion. He looks pretty passionate to me. And people in all fields love what they do. Jamie Matthews, an astrophysicist, or J.K. Rowling, author of Harry Potter books, Michael Phelps, athlete. All the top people in the fields love what they do. Doesn't matter what field it is. And not just big names. Margaret Macmillan, a history professor, says, I spend my life doing what I love. Carlos, a bus driver I see at Starbucks, says, I love what I do. I've only missed 3 days in 4 years.